As you guys know, Fcel is one of my favorite stocks, but today I sold my stocks for over 50% profit. I'm going to show you my plans on when I'm planning to buy back if this happens, but there is something very interesting in the chart that we're going to discuss about all that today. It may be happening because of the news in the Capitol Hill today, but we don't know yet. We'll talk about all that coming up after the intro. What's up, guys? This is JC and welcome to the Wealth Engineering channel. It is imperative that we learn how to manage our money, because once we learn how to manage our money, we can take control of our true wealth, which is our time and our freedom. This is exactly why in this channel we pay attention to everything that is crypto and stocks related to find the best place to grow your portfolio. If this is something that interests you, I want you to smash the like button, subscribe, and click the bell. To all my subscribers, thank you for your support. And if you are new here, welcome to the Wealth Engineering community. I have interesting links in the description below. Make sure you check them out. They can help you start on your financial education journey. With that said, you came here for the truth. Let's just dive deep into it. All right, guys, we got to talk about this. As you guys heard, there have been some trouble news coming off the US. And around noon and past noon today, the market started to react based on this news. Not something that was drastic, but it's something that could affect many stocks in the market, including Fcel. The fear and greed index is still over 50 as we close on the market. We'll see how that progresses throughout the end of the week. But when it comes to Fcel, I want to show you something very interesting. Now, when I saw this pattern, I actually decided to sell my holding that I had on Fcel, which was already past 50%, which is great. But we'll wait and see. And I saw this pattern before the news broke out about the Capitol Hill. So this news did not actually play as a decision on why I should sell or not. So this chart is on a 1 hour chart. As a rule of thumb, the higher the time frame, the more accurate the pattern is, and the lower the time frame, the less accurate the pattern is. So this, with that said, I'm gonna show you this pattern that's been showing. And if we draw this line right here, we can see the early sign of a triangle forming. And a triangle is basically a decision point where the price will be bouncing around this line right here, and until it gets to a point where it has to make a decision, whether it breaks it on the downside or it could break it on the upside. Now, we talk about this level already, which is $10 level for Fcel, which is also a major support/resistance level for this stock. Now, it's interesting to see how this stock is building support on the lower time frame. It's looking like it's forming a triangle. Now, what I love about triangle here is you can sort of predict their pattern if it's true. Now, we actually need more points to validate this triangle, and that's the key. The key is we need to have a third point, whether we go here or here, to validate that it's actually forming this triangle on a downtrend until it breaks up or down. So this is what I'll be looking at on the lower time frame. When it's lower time frame, this can happen in the next 2 or 3 days. So that's going to be interesting to see. But the news could have had a factor on this action right now, because if you're looking at the post market action, you can see that the price is already above this triangle and right at that resistance right here. So it's going to be interesting to see tomorrow's candle, to see when it opened tomorrow, at what price does it open and which trend, which direction it wants to go. But if it continues to go lower, then the next level for Fcel would be around $10, around that support line right here. And that would be a perfect point to start looking into buying it again. Me, whenever I see a triangle, I like to wait for a confirmation, whether it's a confirmation that it's going on the upside or break on the downside. And if that's the case, that's just better for me, because I can buy Fcel at a lower point, maybe around here. And we see, and the lower Fcel is, the more I can buy stocks, because this is the stocks I plan on trading all year long, because I believe by the end of the year, we might see this stock reach all the way to $20. I'm going to wait and see what's going to happen tomorrow to see which way he wants to go. If it's going to go lower, which is ideally, or if it goes lower, then I guess I will jump back in. So anyway, I just wanted to keep you guys updated, and just to give you an idea also, when we have a triangle like this that starts here, close here, if it breaks the triangle on the upside, this is the level that we're looking at. We're looking at past that resistance right here and basically about $15. So that will be an interesting break if this happens. And if it breaks it on the downside, then the chances to reach basically $7 are very likely. So it doesn't necessarily mean we'll reach $6, but we may very well reach $7. So this is why it's important to at least study the pattern, validate the pattern at first, and then prepare for a reaction based on the price action. But what we need to look forward to is, do we have a third point just like this? So we have a very clear validation here, here. We need another one either here or here. Right? So basically, when you're validating a triangle, you're looking for you're looking for points. Me, I love to validate it on like the same line. For example, let's say I have a point here, and then a point here. I'm looking to have something like this, but until I have something like this, it won't really validate the triangle. But what also can validate it is if you have a reflection here as well, then you will definitely have 1, 2, 3 points that validates the triangle. And at that point, you can have the pattern. And with this pattern, you can expect to see a breakout at some point, and this is where you make your decision. So this is what I'm looking forward to on a short term. This could happen in the next 2 to 3 days, maybe early next week at the most. Usually a triangle start breaking around the 75%. So 75% of that triangle would be somewhere here, which is actually, no, it could be longer. It could be the end of January and beginning of February. So that's also interesting. So we'll wait and see what happens. But this is the pattern that I see coming up. I see the early signs of this pattern coming up. And then I decided to pull my stocks and collect the profits. But I'm also looking at it on a very short time frame so that to see if I should actually jump back in on the stocks based on the news, or if I should just follow that trend and see where it goes. I just wanted to show you that and give you an update on what's going on. With that said, we'll talk on the next video.